the bottom of TaeJa shipyard, Slayer Boxer's teammate in the red is
Slayer's TaeJa.
And he has a lot of pressure now. He needs to win this game in order to allow Boxer to advance, to get into Codas. His opponent is starting at the top in the blue colors. Player from FXO it is.
FXO ASD.
And Boxer just walked back to the backstage room where he's now watching that match on one of the big monitors.
ASD, the cold killer. Now barracks being dropped for both players, neither going for super fast command centers. Will we see gases from one or both of these players? Only time will tell.
He's moving out with the SCV right away.
Yeah, scouting for proxies just to make sure. I mean, it is Broxer's protege after all. And ASD not taking gas. Will be doing a one barracks command center.
I love situations like this.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's tense.
It's tense. There's a lot of drama behind it. I love this situation as well, Caldor.
I feel my heart beating, and just the thought that when ASD scouting for that proxy barracks, and that thought never occurred to me. I was like, well, if TaeJa is actually going for a proxy play, and imagine him losing, I don't know if Boxer will be like, yeah, son, you took a chance and it didn't happen, or if he will be, how could you?
Yeah.
It's just like, ah.
It is very tense. Well, look at this. ASD going to get lucky here. It sneaks in right before the depot gets dropped.
TaeJa with a tech lab. Going for the Boxer build.
Haha, I guess it's possible. Most likely we'll see a Reaper expand, but, you know, you never know. He is the student of Boxer. He's on Boxer's team. Boxer's his coach.
Reaper is built now.
And the SCV of TaeJa actually was not able to see no gases, so he is not aware of what his opponent is doing. And ooh, ASD actually killing an SCV, trapping it there, delaying the depot slightly as well.
Uh-oh.
ASD, man, he is the cold killer. He actually temporarily came into that SCV suit. That was the Gundam suit I was talking about earlier. It's actually that SCV suit.
Yeah, the SCV just was not able to kill TaeJa's worker, so he jumped into the game himself in order to take it down. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. ASD actually continues to keep that SCV alive in TaeJa's base. And he did not see the Reaper, but of course he knows that's what came out. Oh, almost escaping even. The Reaper actually turns around to kill that. I think that might have been a bit overkill. Yeah, the Command Center going down for TaeJa now, and the Command Center for ASD going down in his main base, not at his natural, being a little bit safer, especially considering that he saw the Reaper. It's much safer to build that inside of his main base. Going to an intense game, ladies and gentlemen. ASD following that Command Center up with 2 additional barracks. We already have Combat Shield being researched for TaeJa. The Emperor is watching. The Emperor is watching. TaeJa's Reaper is going to try to sneak into the main. ASD spots it. Denied. If ASD wins, he will be in Code S. Very true. ASD making his orbital now. TaeJa comfortably making his command center on the low ground. So these players probably going to start mining from their command centers around the same time. The combat shield upgrade way ahead for TaeJa right now. And that may mean that he's going to be able to put on some pressure earlier. But one thing he doesn't have that ASD has is that ASD's got his barracks built already. He's going to be building that marine count much earlier. So even though he's not that faster combat shields, he's not going to be able to put pressure on because he's just not going to have the marine count he needs. Both of these players now kicking back just a tiny little bit, relaxing on 2 bases. And we have the one small advantage for TaeJa that he has his command center already in position. He's mining, while ASD so far is only using his command center in the main base to call down that second mule. And he needs to lift it off. Yeah, there he goes, lifting it now with a scan, seeing that ASD, or excuse me, that TaeJa has not added that much production. He's like, oh, well, you don't actually have that many units I can do this. Reaper takes a pot shot. He's going to get out of there. We'll be able to come and scout later, perhaps even harass. 27 to 27 SCVs now. This match is just intense because of the situation in the group. A nail-biting encounter between FXO and Slayers. TaeJa fighting for his teammate. Some kind of selfless struggle against FXO. It is a selfless struggle. It's like, soon, guys. He has nothing to gain. I'm like, stay tuned for the novel. Caldor's already written it. Like coming soon to a theater near you. It is exciting, though. I have to admit, I'm completely with you on that. And I'm really excited to see what these players are going to do next.
Now, right now, 2 reactors on the way for ASD, really going heavy with the Marines, whereas a factory goes down for TaeJa.
It's just for me, it's really intense, and I feel my heart beating like crazy because I've seen Slayer's Boxer win his Code A qualifier. I've been at nearly every match in the studio when he was playing. I saw him lose to Marine King, and now he just won his game. He did everything he could, and now it's down to one of his teammates in order to allow him to proceed to Code S. And ASD fighting the whole day. He's now in a position where he has it in his own hands to advance to Code S as well. And this is just so exciting.
You know, on top of everything that you've just said, Boxer's a player that everyone respects. ASD knows him from his Brood War days. Of course, ASD probably even used to look up to him. He's so young compared to Boxer. And he has to accept the fact that when he wins this game, he's preventing the Emperor from going to Code S. And that's obviously going to be in the back of his mind somewhere. It's not going to affect his play style or anything that much, but he's going to have to accept that.
Yeah, it was already the same situation when Boxer faced Marine King. Marine King's original ID was Boxer because he was a huge fan of Slayer's Boxer. Then when Slayer's Boxer entered StarCraft 2, he changed his ID to, well, Foxer. He was called Fake Boxer, and later to Marine King, and he had to defeat Slayer's Boxer in order to be able to stay in Code S. So I don't know, that's what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, a lot of drama about Boxer. There's even a documentary about Boxer. I think it's called Boxer's Wings. Definitely look that up if you're a Boxer fan and watch that. There are some fan translations out there for it as well. TaeJa trying to scout, just got that stim. He's able to escape ASD stim a second too late.
Stim is about to finish for ASD, that's right, and his +1 is already done while TaeJa is finishing his in a second or two. Is there a drop at the right side of the map? I believe so. No.
Just a drop spotter. Now, TaeJa's got 2 medevacs out. He's about to have 4. He may try to go for a pretty big push or even a large drop. Right now, ASD's got a bunker at the top of his ramp, so it's going to be hard to push up that. And beyond that, he's already got a ton of Marines in his main to spot for drops.
SCV dies, and we have the Armory. The Armory exactly at the same time that he needs to in order to start the +2/+2.
Wow, that was really nice timing by ASD. Look at that. Double upgrades already on the way. A scan sees them by TaeJa.
TaeJa is way behind when it comes down to the upgrade count. He's just now getting the Armory and the second engineering bay while researching a +1 armor.
The only thing that TaeJa has going for him right now as far as differences in upgrades goes, his siege mode research is going to be done first, and he already has a tank out. So that means if ASD decided to attack him now, he would have that advantage. He would be able to defend with the siege tank. So he chose to go for that instead. And in this case, I think it's unfortunate. It's not really going to pay off for him because ASD's not going to attack up the ramp. He's moving out right now just to take control of the middle of the map.
Third base being built for TaeJa. At least he tries to take a third.
Yeah, he's going to want to try to use those siege tanks to secure that, and that's actually going to be really important.
That's going to be really important as ASD took control of the middle of the map and might as well start to attack.
Right now, the the Marine count is 54 to 52. TaeJa actually in the lead with more Marines, but the upgrades, of course, are soon to be in ASD's favor.
Sensor Tower, I like that quite a lot by ASD. He knows that there won't be any drop play whatsoever that he is not able to spot early on.
Very true, and a 9 o'clock expansion going up for ASD as well. A little bit behind TaeJa's. This is so stressful, Caldor. I mean, both these players doing almost the exact same thing, just slight variations in their builds. Neither player really wanted to commit to an engagement because it would change the shape of this game so quickly.
I can just picture Boxer, Jessica, and the other people from the Slayers team just sitting in the back and waiting for that one encounter that might already decide that game.
Very true. ASD actually significantly behind in supply, about 10 supply behind right now. Command Snare is a little bit late. His upgrades are ahead, that's what he's got going for him, but he is kind of falling behind in everything else. Marine count, tank count a little bit behind, even behind in medevac count right now, and SCV count.
This game sure is tense. Third base up for TaeJa. There's the drop by ASD.
Yeah, this drop could even things up, but it is Scout, like you say, he's going to kill an SCV or two and then get out.
He's focusing the mules. He focused down 2 mules.
And yeah, that may have been worth it, actually, getting those 2 mules.
Drop is dead, +3 now lined up for ASD.
Yeah, really fast upgrades for ASD.
Yes.
+1 on the way for his tanks as well, but TaeJa has already gotten his +1 start. It's a little bit ahead. This is a very close game. Both players doing almost identical builds here. And when Marine Tank is an opening that one player chooses, it's actually in most cases, impossible to not go Marine Tank. It kind of forces a situation where both players have to go Marine Tank, especially if they both open that way, because you can't switch into mech play from here. It's not easy. It's almost impossible, and it's just going to be a very scary situation. Both players are going to have to try to engage around the Siege Tank's vision is going to be very important. That's why you see this Watchtower being held by ASD. That's a huge advantage that he has over his opponent.
And as we already mentioned, ASD's upgrade play is way better than TaeJa's, and if ASD realizes how far ahead he is in upgrades, he might want to try to use that timing window in his advantage. TaeJa going for a walk by, but he's in range of the Siege Tank.
Gotta be careful though, TaeJa has a much larger army right now.
Oh, 200 supply against 176. TaeJa is engaging.
A scary
back
engagement.
again.
He actually was able to trade quite well against ASD there, not losing too many of his units, but it was very tense.
2-2 for ASD. TaeJa on 2-1, researching +3 now as well, but not done with the +2 armor. Going for the +2 attack for his tanks already though.
The medevac count right now is 7-3 in TaeJa's favor as well. He's actually just ahead in everything.
Oh, walking past his opponent's army again, spotted by the... spotted by his opponent's sensor tower.
Huge mistake by ASD, trying to go for the medevac, trying to perhaps bait his opponent in, and in this case, this may not be the best engagement for TaeJa because his opponent has better upgrades, and also he was just not engaging cost efficiently, evened up the supply quite a bit.
He sent a small force of Marines ahead in order to draw fire from the first siege tanks so that he could attack them while we're still, well, reloading, recharging, whatever.
Well, right now, ASD is about to have 3-3 upgrades for his infantry, and that's much ahead of TaeJa's. But TaeJa does have +2 on the way for his tanks. That's something that ASD has not started yet. And TaeJa still controls the Watchtower. That's the most important part.
He controls the middle of the map, that's right, Wolf. And ASD now trying to expand again. He's already building a 4th command center at the right side of the map in order to fly it over to the next mineral patches.
Yeah, that's something that TaeJa needs to do right now because he does not have control of the map. Look at that one Viking making such a difference as well. And because he has the Watchtower, he can see his opponent doesn't have Vikings. He can see where all of his opponent's units are. He doesn't have to worry about baiting or anything. If you look at TaeJa's vision, which you guys can't see right now, but if you looked at his vision, you would see you cannot see anything. Everything that you guys can see in the middle of the map on top of that plateau, he has no idea what's there without scanning.
And ASD with that sensor tower is in the position that he knows about all the movements of his opponent. Once again, TaeJa moving into the range of the siege tanks, getting punished for this.
Yeah, man, ASD is able to reposition himself. He's totally got control of that tower and the vision. He can see everything that TaeJa's doing. He's reading him like an open book right now.
2,500 minerals for TaeJa though, 1,500 gas. He's ahead when it comes down to his resources.
Very true.
And ASD is losing that timing window that he has in regards to his upgrades. +3 attack is done for TaeJa, and he's getting the +3 armor upgrade. Oh, Blue Flame following in the Emperor's footsteps, getting the +3 attack upgrade now for the tanks too.
Yeah, looks like he may want to make some type of Hellion switch here. He's adding 2 factories. This can work. You know, I talked earlier about how it's very difficult to make a switch in this type of scenario, but it's entirely possible. Now, TaeJa's got high-sec auto-tracking on the way to defend against drops, as well as +3 for his vehicles. Something that ASD does not. ASD does not even have +2 for his tanks, even on the, or it's not done. It's on the way. It's about a third of the way done yet. Right now, building armor actually being researched for ASD. Interesting choice.
And he's double expanding. He's getting 2 new command centers. Oh, there's a drop play. TaeJa has to lift his 4th and fly it away. That's 1 job. Should survive.
Very true. It does survive. The orbital survives well, at least for now. He's going to have to repair it.
Oh, the medivac is killed though.
Look at this siege tank spread for ASD. It's going to be so hard for TaeJa to make the rational choice. Do I try to attack up here? He just cannot do it. He doesn't even know what's up there. I cannot stress to you guys enough. What it looks like for TaeJa right now is he's looking at the dark continent, man. He cannot see what is there.
That SUV is just walking past and seeing armless.
Oh, nice attack from TaeJa.
Is he able to take that one? Oh, no!
No, he does not. And in fact, loses a lot of Marines, loses his supply lead as well, but he forces the command center to lift. However, he does not yet know about the 9 o'clock base that ASD has taken, and ASD has a Marine to patrol to prevent any scouting of this.
Scouting, TaeJa has the economy to rebuild his units, but he's switching into Hellions now. We talked about it. We have +3 attack coming up for the Siege tanks and the Hellions. Blue Flame also completed. Oh, drop in the main base with 4 medivacs. TaeJa,
really like this.
Are you ready for this?
Looks like he's not that prepared. He has stemmed his Marines. He has to stem them twice. In fact, a beautiful concave for ASD means that TaeJa cannot really engage here. And finally, he does engage. Yeah, Command Center taken out. That means less mules. Wasn't really worth it, though. It's hard to say. ASD now significantly behind in supply.
And TaeJa playing way more cost efficient
I
in the
love
middle
this.
of the map. Engagement. He's running into the tanks.
He's running into the tanks. He's taking out the siege tank count in the middle, but ASD losing a lot of Marines in the process. Right now, the Marine count 78 for TaeJa to 41 of ASD.
Can TaeJa capitalize on his supply lead? He's 190 supply against 145.
Right now, there are very few tanks out for ASD, and it looks like TaeJa is he's about to find out with the Hellion that there is a base over at the 9 o'clock position.
He knows about both when he followed if he followed his opponent's SCV movements. He should know about both of them, and he is trying to get into a position to take down that third base. ASD might lose an expansion.
He absolutely will, I think. Caldor, here he goes.
Slayer's Boxer is watching as TaeJa takes down the command center.
He takes it out. He's forced to retreat, though, ASD, with a really nice siege tank positioning. But the supply is still in TaeJa's favor right now as far as income goes. TaeJa's slightly ahead.
Look at the resources.
Oh my god, on the left
500 for TaeJa, and AC doesn't have any minerals at all.
On the left side of the map, a Hellion going to work on those SCVs. As you guys saw, some other SCVs running into trouble as well.
In the middle, sneaking out, trying to flank the siege checks, running in that TaeJa is losing a lot. Will he be able to win this? The Vikings are now landing on top of the siege tech. Both are dropping in supply like crazy, but TaeJa, he has the better army. He has not the better army, he has 3,000 minerals.
He's got much better army. He's got much more economy right now. The worker count 63 for TaeJa, 31 for ASD. The orbital in the middle of the map for ASD looks like it's going to fall to +3 Marines.
It will, Wolf. It's dying right now, ASD. This game is snowballing. ASD is just being... that avalanche of attacks that TaeJa is now just launching is killing ASD right now. 88 supply against 146.
Yeah, a really good position for TaeJa. He's not stopping. He's actually now going to go over to the center of the map to control the watchtower. There's a small run-by of Marines by ASD. He's going to try to kill some tanks, perhaps even some SCVs.
Oh, he's getting a lot of them, but will it matter?
Yeah, that's the good question, Caldor. Right now, the worker count 54 to 31 in TaeJa's favor. So even though he's going to kill a decent amount of these, the worker count still heavily in TaeJa's favor. A huge drop going to hit the 9 o'clock expansion of ASD. This could be the nail in the coffin.
He's going for it. That command center will die. 100 supply for ASD, 132 for TaeJa. TaeJa still with a lot of minerals and gas bank up. Killing another expansion of his opponent, and he might be able to take that one at the bottom left down as well in the middle of the map. In the meantime, we have another engagement.
ASD with a much better much better Marine count right now, 37-20, doing a Marine drop on top of TaeJa's tanks, but there's just so much Marine support that it was not very effective. TaeJa now doubling ASD's supply practically.
ASD's down to 3 bases, engaging in the middle once more. And TaeJa is on the move right now. He has the middle under control. He's controlling the watchtower. And a 4th base for TaeJa.
Yeah, the 4th base for TaeJa is the key here, because ASD, they're both on the same amount of mining right now, but with that 3 o'clock expansion, TaeJa can actually send Marines over to that location. Or excuse me, send SCVs. And right now, TaeJa, like I said, about double the supply of ASD. He's got some Marines.
Slayer's Boxer is back in the studio, by the way, is sitting with the coach of Slayers right now.
Yeah, he looks pretty happy, as you guys just saw a shot of there on the screen. He is looking very happy with the results of TaeJa right now. Almost a little bit bashful.
He is so close of being in code as TaeJa is doing a really good job. He's breathing heavily. Can see him from here.
He's looking a little bit stressed out, but it looks like things are going to be okay. TaeJa with the final attack. SCV's being pulled off the line. It looks like the Hellions and Marines will be enough to crush the final line. Triple the supply for TaeJa. ASD is going to fall to Code A here, and TaeJa will win for the Emperor. Boxer will go to Code S.
He's walking, he's moving up the ramp, sieging up with the siege tanks. ASD does not believe what's happening. He's not able to take that Kodas spot. 4 bases for TaeJa, 150 supply against 50. Walking up that ramp into the 3rd base, calling down mules once again. GG! Slayer's Boxer is in Kodas, ladies and gentlemen. TaeJa pulling off that win.
A very happy moment for Slayers and Boxer as well. Very well played by TaeJa. A tense game throughout the entire time.
And he was just like, yeah, dinner on me tonight.
Now ASD, of course, he's going to be back. He'll get his revenge in Code A. Of course, now vowing to take out Slayer's Boxer. ASD, the silent killer. Look at that colorful keyboard. Look at those happy faces.
I feel a little bit bad for ASD, but this story is just... We talked about it's just the perfect story. He was claiming he was winning the Code A qualifier, then he got killed by Marine King before he could advance into Code S, and now in the up and down matches, Slayer's Boxer had to rely on his teammate in order to advance.
And his teammate came through for him. He actually did, and it's a touching story. Boxer's been up and down and around. He was in Code S for a while, fell out of Code A. Like you said, you were there. I was there, saw him qualify for Code A again, made it all the way through. The majority of Code A made it to the up and downs, fought as hard as he could, lost his chances. His chances came down to that of his own teammate and was able to get back into Code S with, really impressive play there by TaeJa, just narrowing out some little advantages here and there, getting the better siege tank out, macroing much better than ASD. And look at that, the crowd very pleased with the results, seeing Boxer, the Emperor, walk right over there behind us.
I still remember when I was at the Code A qualifier, because it was just, I think it was the 3rd day or the 4th day after I flew to Korea, and I was asking if I could actually capture Slayer's Boxer while he was playing his keyboard, his mouse and the screen, and everybody was like, yeah, no, he doesn't allow that, and we asked him anyways, and he was like, yeah, sure, as long as you don't disturb me, that's fine. And it was just great standing behind him and just watching him play in the final. There was some amazing TVTs going on, I still remember this, and I'm actually quite happy. I don't know why I'm so cheery right now, but I feel like I've won that game.
Yeah, it was really exciting for certain. So as you guys can see the results, Genius going 4-0, 4-0ing the group. He is now in Code S, and Boxer, of course, going 3-2, but he defeated TaeJa earlier, so of course, for that reason, he's in Code S, and ASD just losing out that match to TaeJa, not able to beat Boxer there in that regard. And Squirtle and Cezanne, some disappointing results. Squirtle with a weird 2-gate proxy build and not playing his best game against Boxer, not getting his upgrades. Cezanne just basically being outclassed by every player he encountered, trying his best, though, in the end to fight Boxer, but Boxer came out on top, beat Cezanne, and then TaeJa came in to beat ASD, so Boxer in Code S.
1 Terran and 1 Protoss player advancing to Code S.
And here are our final group. This is the final group tomorrow. Slayers Collide, StarTale July, Hero, Yu-Gi-Oh!, JYP, and Lovesick. So don't miss it. Another 6-player group tomorrow, so 15 matches tomorrow. It's going to be an awesome Friday night. Get ready.
Are we casting together tomorrow?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. I definitely am scheduled for tomorrow. I'll be here.
I will be here as well.
Collide, July, Hero, Yu-Gi-Oh!, JYP, and Lovesick. 3 Zergs, 2 Protoss, and 1 Terran. Only 2 will advance.
Should be a pretty sick group. 2 Protosses in that group. And, Hero and JYP, 2 up-and-coming Protosses for sure. I think they both have the potential to get in. July, who knows what he's going to do. He has been doing a lot of all-in play recently. His play has slipped a little bit. It's rumored he's going to the military soon. So, who knows what he's really going to do.
6-pool?
Also, well, perhaps. He used 6 pulls in the ladder a lot. I wanted to mention again.
He always 6 pulls against Protoss. I watched his stream, and every single time he's going for a 6
That's what I've heard. I want to mention, of course, the premium ticket, but also tell your friends. I know there's only 1 day left, but tell everyone, get everyone that you know to watch tomorrow's matches. They are going to be awesome. We have 15 games. It's going to be free on twitch.tv, so tune in live. Anyone can watch it. You don't need the GOM player. You don't need a premium ticket. It's high quality, so definitely tell all your friends to tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be tweeting about it. Caldor's going to be tweeting about it. Speaking of that, you can follow me on Twitter at ProxyWolf. Follow Caldor as well at Caldor. That's Khaldor. Like, try to spell your name to help you, but I actually spell it wrong so no one follows you. And of course, follow GOMTV.net on Twitter at just GOMTV. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you tomorrow.